And I'll be honest.
Yeah, we got extras and whatnot.
So these cups are very dope. I bought them because when I saw them, I instantly thought of my mom because she goes fucking bananas for cups that change colors. And anytime you talk about cups that change colors, she always goes, do you guys remember when we used to go to that Kona snow cone stand and the cups they gave us would be color changing? And we go, yeah, Mom. And she's like, gosh, that was so cool.
Is that the outlet mall she wants to go again?
And yeah, like it's definitely still there. We could still go. And we say, yeah, we could go. And she's like, no, it's not the same because it's just, we used to go when we were, when you guys were little. And
it's also like you guys probably had like a look of amazement every time it happened. And
yeah,
as you
and
got
now my
older,
mom's the only one with the look of amazement.
Your mom's like, remember how great it was? And as it's like going up for her, it's going down for you guys. And she's like, no, fuck it.
Yes. So I got these. So I see these cups. I see that they're like color changing tumblers. And they're like literally a whole display is set up for them. So I was like, oh my gosh. I have to get these stupid things for my mom. And as I'm like going to pick some out, a woman comes over and she's with a friend and must be the only other woman in the world like my mom. She's like, yeah, here they are. Okay. And they really, look, I bought them and they work. I swear to God, they change colors. I swear. It's insane.
And you're looking at her like, this isn't new technology, ma'am. I figured I would
They
trust
reinvented
it.
the wheel.
I know. Like these have existed for, I don't know.
I was going to say,
probably as long as penicillin. I don't know.
I'm gonna see if you can
see when color changing cups were invented. But so I like
1980.
They do really change color.
Yes.
It is cool, and I like that the full solid ones that change. I like that they change. This one though, this might be the only one that doesn't change color.
You said just the text changes color. Right?
Yeah, but it should have already started changing by now. So maybe it doesn't. On my other cups, there's a set, the solid colors change. And then there's another set that's kind of clear and it has a design on it. And the design on that changes. But I think that's so stupid because the design, it's like these tiny little specks. So it's like you can't even really notice the color change because most of it's clear. So I thought, okay, this one also the design must change. But nope, I think that's just a random cup that it's like, well, this is good vibes only. Okay.
I literally tried to Google when were color changing cups invented.
Yeah,
and everybody's like, how color changing cups work? The science behind them.
Why is everyone obsessed with these freaking cups? Are we the only ones that don't get how amazing these are?
This literally says, and looks like a university website. It's a blog.
University has devoted hours.
It's .edu, and it's like color changing mug, magic or science. The University of Melbourne.
Magic or science? Is that a real question you're asking?
Science. It's legitimately the.
Oh my God. That is legitimately what they say.
It's witchcraft.
What the fuck?
This is how Hogwarts figures out who they send letters to, and I guess I'm not getting one.
Oh no, you're not getting one because your cup doesn't change. One, we're going to Hogwarts.
Well, I haven't drank out of it, so we'll see.
He's like, maybe.
We'll see.
Oh no, it does. Just by touching it.
What color does it change when it's dry?
I think it's like this.
Yellow? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think this one changes.
No, so then
Walmart.
So then I don't understand why they would give me one out of
small claims.
I don't understand why they would give me one out of the whole pack that doesn't change.
Yeah.
And
okay. Oh, so they were in a pack. It wasn't like individual that you.
They were in a pack. Yeah, they were in a pack of like 4. So also my question to the stupid designers of whoever made that cup. Yeah, why would you give me one out of the whole bunch that doesn't change color? And it's not like I messed it up because they are hand wash only, but I can only hand wash. I don't have a dishwasher. So it's not like I fucked them up.
That sucks. That's like in New York, how they're always like, oh man, this 600 square foot apartment's one of the roomiest things you'll ever see. And it comes with a dishwasher and a stove. And I'm like, isn't that like, shouldn't that be like the bare minimum?
I
You
know
go
we are
camping, you bring
so
a
spoiled.
little stove.
Yeah,
Like,
that's literally what people
compared to
do.
that.
They bring like their own little like burners, or a lot of them will use
Yeah.
camping stoves, or the little the one pad like electric one.
Oh, like the ones the production team got
Yeah, yeah.
for Juan's birthday. That's
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, for Juan's birthday for me. Yeah,
Yeah, that was so cool. That was so cool.
But yeah, that was like God, what's his name? Babish, Binging with Babish. Do you guys watch him on YouTube? That's right. He's real. He's a crazy good.
He's real.
Cook. He's real. Well,
Oh, he's a cook.
he's a cook.
You
That's
watch
that's
him?
a thing. I could say he's real because he cuts off.
The things that he cooks, he actually learns as he makes his videos.
Really?
So he has some, like, background with knowledge of cooking.
Yeah.
And theory and stuff like that, but all those things you see him do, he pretty much learned those on the fly with that.
Damn. But he's like crazy good, and he has his own like cookbook. He has his own like show on YouTube. Well, he has his YouTube channel, but then on it he has like Basics with Babish, where he teaches you all these different like basic
Is his
cooking
last
stuff.
name Babish?
I don't know. I don't even.
There's an episode where he explains where that came from. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I was
okay.
like, it's like a nickname or something.
Because
But,
that's dope. That's like you were born to be in media.
the cool thing is he will take, like on some episodes he'll take something from either like a cartoon or like a TV show and like try to make it. So like he'll make like, a Krabby Patty, and like this is what I found online, or like on
So cool.
on SNL they did that stupid like I think they were making fun of Taco Bell, and they're like, it's a taco wrapped in a burrito, wrapped in a pizza, wrapped in a bag of chili, and he literally like went and like got like a bag and like put this like monstrosity in it, and then he'll eat it. Like It's Always Sunny,
The chef?
the chef, It's Always Sunny.
He's
And
hungry.
so he'll make it like to the T as they explain it on the show, if they do explain it.
Oh my God.
And then he'll make it and he'll be like, well, let's try to make it better. And then in the second half, he tries to make it better. So you watch It's Always Sunny, right? Mm-hmm. He made,
oh fuck, what'd he make?
what do you think he made?
Oh fuck, there's so many things.
It's Charlie.
Oh my gosh, did he make the milk?
He made milk steak.
Milk steak?
He made milk steak.
Oh my God.
Exactly how Charlie said he made it. And then he made milk steak how he thought that it might be good. And I'm pretty sure at the end of it, he said the way that he had made it to try to make it good, he was like, it's not bad. He was like, it's not good and I would never make it again, but it's not bad.
So you have a professional chef even being like, yeah, so I tried. Would never make it again, Charlie, with your fucking
Yeah,
milk
he made
steak
fucking
and
milk
your
steak. And also
illiteracy.
the little like monstrosity sandwich they make, the peanut butter and
Oh my
and
God.
butter or whatever, where they put it on
my
the outside
God.
and like
Yes,
fry it.
yes.
Yeah. He did that too. But
that
he's,
ruined the hot plate.
yeah. Probably.
Oh God.
But at that point, I think he was big enough to where someone was like, "Oh, here's a hot plate. We'll sponsor you. We don't care."
Yeah, no, definitely. That's so funny. My favorite thing about that show, and like specifically Charlie Day's character, is that he's so illiterate. And so whenever you see him like
the best.
writing messages, it's just, you're like, oh God, you can't even make sense of it. And the horror that's going on in his
Like
brain.
what was it when Dennis was trying to run for office and he wrote the
my
speech for the commercial.
Voting for me is good, so do. So do.
Or one of my favorite little just like quick one-offs was when they were looking at the at the other bar that like opened up nearby.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And
Yeah.
it was the room and it said private. And he's like, that room says pirate. You think there's some treasure in there? Or something?
Yeah, like he tries. We saw have you seen that show Letterkenny?
Yes.
Okay, so there's Ben and I love that show. We were watching it and I missed this the first time through watching it, but going through it again, there's just one tiny little episode where they talk about Daryl being super freaking illiterate, and you see like him writing clues to them about where Easter eggs are hidden, and the handwriting is just horrendous, and you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. I don't know why that's my favorite thing when characters are illiterate, but they still have to try to like write things
I think it's funny because like,
it's just so great. It's not good in real life. It's not.
Well.
It's not as funny. I still laugh just as hard, but it's not as funny.
Because it does happen, though, I think.
it does.
Probably
Yeah.
to some really funny people.
But that's why we type stuff now.
Yeah. Well, that was like, I I can't remember what
You don't have to write.
we were doing the other day, and I had to write for the first time in like forever. And
Oh, yeah.
I started writing, and it looked even worse than it normally was. And in my whole body physically went, "Oh my god."
I just know my signature now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I do is just sign.
Yeah, because otherwise you're just.
Oh, see, I write a lot.
do?
I'm a list maker, so I'm writing lists constantly everywhere. Here, I'm writing stuff down all the time. Ben
I
just
write
finds
numbers, but
scraps of
doesn't
paper,
count.
and he's like, "What is Linda 12 a.m.? What does this mean?" And I'm like, "Oh, that means that I have a meeting with Linda
At 12 a.m..
noon." And he's like, "Why? It says a.m." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's because we're gonna be on like avenue or something. Like I'll say a street that's a.m." And he's like, "Would that not confuse you with the 12 a.m. and being?" I'm like, it hasn't
Then
yet.
you
have,
say,
like-
California
yet.
time and Oklahoma time don't match. So I'm like,
She's
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
I write everything down in UTC.
I write everything down in I don't know what it is, but sometime in China. Chengdu time.
China time.
Yeah.
I write
what I'm gonna
everything
call
down
it,
in Chinatown. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called.
They only get one.
They get Chinatime.
One
All
of the
of
biggest countries
China,
in the world. They only
all
get
of
one.
China, they have one time.
Yeah. They're like,
Chinatown.
whoa, it's not super light for you outside at 11 p.m. What's up with that?
There was Juan caught me doing it earlier today, but he didn't know that's what I was in the middle of doing. But he caught me watching one of my new favorite shows. This garbage TV. First of all,
It's called The Window.
The
That's what
Window?
No, she was looking outside the window. That
it's the mirror because I have that mirror by my bed.
Mm-hmm.
There's this bitch that she just sits on this bed all day and she just eats all day. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, my 1,000-pound life?
No, I would never call those people bitches. I was talking about myself in the mirror. I feel like I've discovered garbage TV really late. And that's
good.
fine. So it's fine that I'm enjoying it now.
was
Although
you have the time for it now.
I do. It used to be I had a life. Or I mean I was in school. But yeah, definitely.
And then probably had to like babysit all of your siblings and stuff too.
I was definitely supposed to be doing that. Yeah. Yeah. At times. That was definitely a thing. My mom can tell you about those.
Garbage TV is great.
Coming home and
Wait,
she's
were
like,
you not a good babysitter?
she may have come home to a person she may or may not have known to watching the siblings once. But I knew him.
I mean, the least you could do is have your mom know him, though.
I know.
Yeah.
To be fair, I thought she did know him. I guess I'd never
The stranger
introduced.
just knocked on the door. He said
them.
he lives here.
Yeah, literally, if
No,
I came
I was-
home and my oldest kid was gone and there's some person I didn't know and they're like, "Hey, I'm a friend of Haylie's.
Oh,
I'm,
right.
I'm watching the kids," I'd be like, "What the fuck?" I would lift the person up with my hands and I'd be like, I'm calling her right now.
Oh yeah. My mom was legitimately angry and rightfully.
I was about to say rightfully
so. Rightfully so.
It would be
This is
different if
not-
it was like your best friend and she's like, "Oh," well, Haley didn't want to, so she said I could. And then your
Right.
mom could be like, "Haley, you can't pawn it off to your friends." But
Right.
at least then she knew them.
Right.
Yeah.
And also to be fair, it was not the whole like, hey, I don't want to watch them. You just watch them. It was, hey, I have to run to go pick this thing up. But I know my mom has explicitly told me she does not want me driving with, it was either she didn't want me driving with Charlie yet, or she did not want me taking Charlie to this place. I can't remember which one it was. I was 16, so
I was gonna say, yeah. How old are you?
she would have been 5.
That's a little kid, man.
Well, you probably didn't have a car seat.
I'm not defending myself here. I was a
You made that clear.
This was a shit decision by a 16-year-old.
Well, that
But I
makes
was
sense.
running.
At least you didn't just leave your sister.
No,
like
I
stay
was-
in your room. You're watching TV. Don't move.
No, and I would have taken her with me, but it was either my mom did not want me driving with her because I'm a new driver, or more likely, I think what it was is she did not want Charlie over at this person's house. I'm pretty sure. So I was going to drop my friend off. I knew I couldn't do it with Charlie because my mom didn't want Charlie at this person's house. So I was like, I talked to my friend Heath, who lives down the street. We went to the we went to the same middle school. We ride the same bus together. So again, and he lives just a couple houses down. So I really thought my mom had already met him. I really thought she had.
Yeah, you're like, surely, you know, I've been in school with him for 5 years. And
Yeah.
like, I don't know who this is.
And it was just completely my bad that, my mom had not met him, but like Alexis knew him, Charlie knew him, I knew him. I had actually, sorry, Mom, I also let him drive my car from time to time so that he could practice driving. But yes, I was only 16. I should not have been letting someone drive, but we only ever drove in the neighborhood, and Charlie was never in the car. Unless she was, then Charlie, don't say anything.
Big wink.
I really don't. No, I don't think she was. But anyways, so that's who I was like. I was like, hey, I'm going to run my friend home. I'll be right back. And in that span of time, my mom got home and I was like,
She beat you too.
this sucks.
Did you have to watch your siblings a lot too growing up?
No.
No, because Miguel's not really that much younger than you.
He's
right?
5 years younger than me.
Oh, damn, never
But
mind. That's more than me and my brother.
well, every time I'd watch him, I'd just play around. So
Yeah. That's usually how.
my mom picked that up like really quick. So she's like,
Yeah.
you're not babysitting.
That's literally, I think, what every, like, if you have two boys, when they're like, oh, you got to watch your little brother, it's just WrestleMania. The moment the parents are like out of the house.
Well, 'cause
That's
you
so
were
funny.
the younger one, right?
I was
So,
the
like,
younger one, but I also was I was a chubster as a kid, and but I also grew like pretty tall. So like it was pretty quickly to where like I was about the same size as my brother.
Yeah.
So he was more like he was older, so he was like grown into his body more. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
had more control over it and whatnot. So I was more clumsy. But yeah, it was pretty quickly.
Pretty evenly matched.
Well,
though.
'cause I was gonna ask, like, so if he went out, did your mom say, "Hey, take him with you"?
No, not usually. She was kind of fine with me doing a lot of stuff earlier than my brother was because I was so much bigger than he was. Like I remember like I was in like 6th or 7th grade. My brother's in high school, and the only person that was taller than me was like my brother. And then I was like bigger than all that. Like going into high school, I was probably like maybe just shy of 6 foot, 190 pounds, 13 years old. So like they're like, this is a grown man.
insane. That's like how tall my brother Aiden is. Ben got to see that at the wedding, but
Yeah.
my brother Aiden is. I would be shocked if he was less than 6 feet tall, and he's
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
I mean, he is straight up. He's bigger than his older brother, which is super embarrassing for Micah.
Yeah, like I remember.
It shouldn't be because he can't help it.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything, and my brother would get mad because like I could sit in the front seat earlier than him, but it was also because like at the
That's
same
rough.
age, I was probably like 5 inches taller than him and like 50 pounds heavier.
Right,
So
right.
it was
No,
like,
it's you legally can do it fast.
Yeah,
That
but like
sucks.
I remember too, like my mom, like I used to always, because there wasn't a lot to do in Tracy, I would just go walk. Like literally ever since I was like 11 or something, I'd be like, I'm just gonna go for a walk. But where are you going? what if someone kidnaps you? No one's gonna kidnap an almost 6 foot 13-year-old. They probably think I'm
They
like
probably thought you were an
17.
adult.
Yeah.
Honestly, they were
Yeah.
like, no, I'm looking for a kid. I'm into prepubescence.
This guy
I'm not
in his
into full
basketball
grown
shorts
men.
working out or whatever.
Honestly, that's probably what saved you.
Honestly, it was.
People probably still drive by my brother Micah and they're like, oh, man, if I was into 8-year-olds. Like, honestly, I feel bad.
Yeah. But yeah. So I didn't really, I mean, we would like fight a lot, but especially once I started getting near his size, and then once I really started learning, like, like grew into my body and stuff like that, he like slowly stopped like messing with me and like fighting me. Like I remember there was specifically, it was probably one of the last few times that we like really like physically fought.
Yeah.
And it was because it's an older brother, he would just nag me on until I would get mad and fight him.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
Micah does the same.
Yeah. So I remember I like went and I like tackled him like on his bed, and I don't know if I was like just like throwing punches at his body and he's throwing punches at mine, or if we're both just trying to like grapple. But his friend, another Tyler, there was like 3 Tylers growing up, and he was trying to pull me off of him, and he like physically couldn't. And then I remember that being like one of the last few times that like my brother like tried to like
Shit.
Yeah, because it took like I think until I had like calmed down and been like, oh f this, I'm out of here or whatever, like out of his room and then across the hall to mine or whatever.
Yeah.
But like
you decided when you were done attacking him.
Yeah.
Spoiled.
Well, we had when we moved into I guess the house, we moved into the house I grew up in when I was in like kindergarten. So I remember my old house, which is where I shared a room with my brother. And when we first moved into this house, me and my brother shared a room for probably like a year or two. Mm-hmm. And it was like right when you walked in, there was kind of like a den, and it was like a, just like an open, almost kind of like doorway type of thing into this den. So we would always play in there as a kid and whatnot. And then the back side of the den backed up to this closet, like a hall closet. That was me and my brother's doors are literally right across from each other. Mm-hmm. So that used to be a closet. And then my parents had someone basically fill in the wall from the living room. So that was blocked off, and then knock down the wall in the closet to create a fourth bedroom for my brother.
Okay.
Yeah, because he was getting older and he was like, I don't want to share a room with Trevor. What the heck, man? Yeah.
And that's exactly how
Which is
he
funny
sounded.
because he ended up moving into that den, and it's the smallest bedroom in the house.
What's a den?
But it was his freedom.
It was his.
It was little
his,
nest.
and he had freedom.
But also he did, because his the den window was right in front of the front door. Mm-hmm. So at night, if he put the front like shades down and stuff like that, he could just sneak out of the front door and then go, and then like hop back in.
Oh man!
But there were a couple times when he got caught, because like he didn't put the like screen back, or like.
Oh, what a dumbass! Come on, man! Come on, Tyler. That is some rookie shit. Speaking of Tyler, because you said you knew like 3 Tylers. I don't know why, but I feel like Tyler's a very young name. Mm-hmm. And so it really throws me off when I meet full-grown adults named Tyler. So like the new guy that started at work, the new senior controller, he came into the office and like introduced himself to us, and he's like, "My name's Tyler," and I was like, I audibly.
You're like, what are you, 12?
I audibly made a noise.
Come on, give me your real name.
I had to cover it up quickly. I had to be like, "Oh gosh, I'm so sorry, allergies."
Rona.
Because I realized that was his real name, but I don't
right,
know
though,
why.
it is.
I instantly, I was like, well, I don't take you very seriously anymore.
Well,
Why?
Now that you say it, there's no like
The oldest
grown up that we know.
The oldest Tyler
famous,
I
that's a
know.
Tyler.
How old is your brother? Because I know a Tyler that's
29.
20.
He'll be 30 in December.
Okay, so then that's officially the oldest Tyler I've heard of, and he's still in his 20s. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It was so.
They disappear after 30 or something.
It was
Once they hit
so-
30, the
yeah.
government's like, here's your new name.
Yes. Yes. It's like you're not allowed. Just like.
Thomas.
Just
It's Robert. You can go by Bob if you want to, but no more of this Tyler bullshit.
yes.
Child names, and then when you reach adulthood, you change your name.
Really?
Do you think that's how Linda's happen? Because I've never met a young Linda.
Oh, no, I know an old Linda. She's a real estate.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
she didn't.
I've only ever met them
Oh,
old.
you've
So do
never
you
met a
think-
young
So do
Linda.
you
Okay,
think
sorry, yeah,
do you
I heard
think
that.
that's one of the names that they get?
No.
Could be. But
Because
then what
I've
was
never
their...
met an old Brittany, so maybe Brittany's have to turn into Linda's.
Spears is the only one, and look what happened to her, man.
Dude.
Well, I know a young Linda, so.
Oh, you do?
How young?
I think my age, actually.
Well, you're old.
I don't think
I'm 27.
Okay, but does she look like a Linda?
Maybe when
Because she
gets
might just
older,
have the wrong name.
I was going to say, are you asking if she looks old?
Yes.
She probably would look. I think like the way she looks now, that's what she's gonna look like when she's old.
Oh, that's pretty lucky.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
that
when you
is.
age into your body, and
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah.
Like you think now you're pretty much going to look like this when you're older.
Oh, I don't know. I really
But you
don't know.
think she is? Y'all are the same age. You think she's already aged to where, yep, that's what you're going to look like.
Yeah, she's Asian.
I think you'll...
Oh, damn it.
yeah.
Exactly.
Those motherfuckers are so lucky. God damn it.
Yeah, they
Literally, my face is just going to look like Play-Doh. It's just, I'm so sad that I'm not fucking anything beneficial to age. I mean,
White people have Botox.
I'm not kidding.
I'm not getting Botox.
Because once you get it, then when you don't have it, your face gets all
Yeah.
droopy. So like you have to get it over and over. And then once you get it too much, you just look like fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks. And you're
Yeah.
like, how's it going? I'm 55.
It just never.
You look like plastic.
It just never looks natural. The
Your skin
only
stretches.
there is one cosmetic surgery that I do intend on getting, but I'm not telling anybody what it is because I don't
No
want
style.
you.
Well, what
guys
is it? We'll
to-
just cut it out.
I want you guys. I want to see if other people notice. Jeez.
Speaking of knees, you're wearing shorts today, Juan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
Didn't you wear shorts at your party?
yeah,
He did wear
be-
shorts.
Yeah,
because
that
of
was
that.
definitely
my,
the first
Yeah.
time I saw, and I didn't say anything because I didn't want to like.
Oh, I always am like,
I
oh,
did,
you're in shorts.
I didn't
Hey,
want to
nice.
not be cool, but I definitely was like, Ben, Juan's in shorts.
It's too hot.
Look at
I
his legs.
He's
Look
like,
at his
get a
legs.
picture of it.
Look at his legs.
also wore those socks you gave me that day.
She's like a.
The production
Were they comfy?
team. That's so great.
I felt like I had no socks on.
There you go. There you
That's
go.
good. I mean, you don't want to feel socks, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
Have you guys gotten like I'm wearing these socks right now, and on the back, like near your ankle, they have these little rubber things.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Do you like those?
I love them.
Okay, so
because
here's-
my socks never they never drop down now.
I like them on the back.
Yeah.
But on women's socks, they're doing this terrible thing where they are putting it on the back and they're putting it on the front.
I would not like that.
And I don't like it on the front because when I tie my shoes, it pushes on that little like rubber bumper. And so now I have these weird ass indentions on the tops of my feet. Looks like they're
Looks like
little
you got a couple
sockets for me
moles
to
on your
plug
feet or
myself in
something.
at night. People are thinking, wow, Ben, you have a really advanced girlfriend robot. I'm just a sex robot to these people.
You're literally one of those like full size sex dolls, and then he gave you life.
Yeah, that's what my feet look like.
There you go. That's where the plug is. It's the feet.
Mm-hmm.
All the people who have
USB
fetishes are like,
port.
what the fuck, man?
That's where it is.
Bullshit.
Like a Roomba. Have you
Ruins
seen
her
the Roomba?
feet.
You just put like on that station.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then when she's done, she just gets off and starts cleaning.
That's what I was doing yesterday. I think I totally forgot to mention the TV show that I'm watching, the new trash one.
Oh,
But
yeah. What is it?
it's Hoarders.
Oh, God. I can't
do
watch
that.
that
It
show.
makes me feel so much better about my
I know what you mean,
house.
but it also gives me anxiety.
Oh,
'Cause,
I
like,
can't. I definitely can't binge it because I will get anxiety. I can only watch like 2 episodes at a time, and like yesterday when I was watching it, I got so anxious that I started cleaning my house.
That's what happens to me. I'm like, oh, I really don't need this thing I've been holding on to. I can get rid of it. And it's like not really taking up any space or anything
Right.
extra. I'm just like, no.
Like this picture on the wall, I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't need
you're
that. I'm
like,
gonna get rid of it.
I've had it for more than 5 years. It's gone.
Yes. But I definitely also feel terrible about myself anytime I start like, oh, let me just leave this on the table here and I'll get to it later. And then it's there for like 2 or 3 days. I feel so terrible about myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm garbage. I'm a hoarder. What am I doing? And then I watch Hoarding and I'm like, oh, I'm not a hoarder. I'm just lazy. It's okay.
I just don't want to clean.
I'm
Well,
not
with those
mentally
people, I'm like,
ill.
how do you live like that? Like, how do you just
The weird part is a lot of times.
wake up
know.
and just
You know what's interesting? So a lot of them, when you're watching that show, a lot of them have the same, like you hear kind of the same stories or a lot of the same reasoning. I saw an episode with a woman I've never heard any reasoning for at all whatsoever. She said, yeah, and first of all, most people, when they introduce themselves on this show, they're like, hi, my name's Haylie and I'm a hoarder. Or, hi, my name's Haylie and I'm a 43-year-old mother. This woman said, hi, my name is Patty and the rapture is coming. And I was like, what? What? Patty, what's happening?
is she not going?
She's
or what?
hoarding
'Cause-
she's hoarding things for everybody else that's left behind at the rapture. She's like, I know I'm going to go, but my children and my friends, I don't know if they're going to go. But I don't want them to.
So is it
not
actually
have
useful
food.
stuff?
No, because she's a hoarder. So it's all, infested with rodents and bugs.
Exactly. How do you live like that?
Yeah.
Right. So she's,
don't see it. It's under all the shit.
She's using something I'd never heard of to try to like justify her hoarding. That was her sickness. But I was so interested because most of the time it's a lot of the same triggers. It's, people lost family when they were really young.
Mm-hmm.
They had the loss of control when they were very young. So that's the only way they can.
Yeah, she said, "Live TV, here I come."
Yeah.
Yeah. She was like, the rapture is coming.
The rapture is coming and all of you are sinners.
Yes. She was like, this is for when you're all left behind. And I was like, you know what? That's actually kind of nice because
You're like, but you can get rid of some of this useless shit.
family that I've had that's told me I'm going to hell, they just send me Bible scriptures that highlight how I'm going to hell. They don't save stuff for me. Like this lady's kind of she's like
Good though, like they're like, oh, here's the path that you're taking. Just beware that this is gonna be on the way, like there or whatever.
I'd
was gonna
rather
say, that's some effort.
I'd rather someone buy me things.
That's like a freaking book report when you're like a little kid. You're like,
I know so many trees were murdered by copying that, just like setting the Bible on the printer and just copy whole chapters.
Chapters?
You could just send a sticky note that says, "Hey, John 38 through 42, you're going to hell."
Or give me a one sentence
Thanks.
synopsis.
Yes. Because
You're
a
going to
lot
hell
of those
deep.
sentences,
You can't just summarize the Bible in one line.
Well,
lot of
only
those-
a chapter or something.
a lot of
couple
those
pages.
sentences are really repetitive. Like, he saw the bush and he was angry and he thought upon his anger, and then he thought when he made his decision he should act, and he set fire to the bush. Like, you can summarize that.
Well, I don't know because I read it in Spanish. I only know it in Spanish. I never read it in English.
Oh. I never read
So
it
in
at all.
Spanish, it's a little bit different.
I think I've been to church 5 times in my life, and 3 of those are with Cass because of Christmas.
Family and the...
Yeah. And the other,
It would be interesting to go to a Christmas service.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I would be interested to go to...
I just with
Catholic.
with Catholic, I just am like, they're always like, stand up, sit down, kneel, sit down, stand up, kneel,
bring out
sit
the
down,
bench?
kneel. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Have you been with them for an Ash Wednesday service?
No,
Those
No.
Those I think are very interesting when people go up and they like bend
They do
in the
the thing.
ash and they do it. And they like, I went to school with someone who would leave the ash on his forehead all
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
like you're
Yeah,
supposed to.
yeah.
I'm like, oh,
We had a lot of people
you're
like that.
intense. That's intense.
Are you sure you didn't go up there and clean it? You
No.
have something on there.
No.
How funny would that be?
Honestly,
You're just like, wait,
Yeah.
honestly, I asked him if there was any way. I was like, man, I would be so interested in going to church with you, one
But
Sunday.
I think you give up something, right? Like that day.
yeah, you're supposed to. I thought it was for like a month.
Yeah, for 40 days.
No, well, yeah, like you
Oh,
go
okay.
there and then
Oh,
that
you're
day,
just saying like on that day. Is when
yeah,
you
like
make
you're
the
like,
decision.
I have to give
Yeah,
up
yeah,
this.
Yeah.
Or yeah, like a month, I think.
Yeah.
Did you have to do that as a kid?
No, because they're Christian.
I was going to say, you're not Catholic, are you?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
That would have been cool.
And
like the rosary, like I think there's a lot of aspects of religion that are very pretty and are very cool.
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
Culture.
Yeah. I like some of the culture of it. Don't necessarily like what all it has
Represents.
done for the world, but I do like the practice of it.
Well,
Like, I want a mural like that one from that Catholic church.
Oh, that one
Yeah.
that cost. We were at where were we? I think it was Cass got like a metal blessed or something.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that was like pretty cool. But
That's
like
cool.
all of the, I mean, like, it's like you said, like all of the stuff that they put in the church, like all the stained glass windows and stuff. Like
It's
it's
so
very
pretty. Yeah. Churches are some of the most beautiful buildings.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
I just feel like most buildings aren't built to be pretty.
Yeah.
They're built to be used. They're like, utilitarian.
Utilitarian.
Yeah. But churches are like, they're made to show to someone like, hey, we're worshiping you. So a lot of more work and beauty goes into those. I definitely, whenever I went to New York, we toured a couple churches. Trinity, there's like a Trinity church we went inside that was really pretty. And then I think there was like a Saint, this is going to sound silly, but I swear it was a St. Patrick's church.
I mean,
It
St.
wasn't
Patrick is a
That was,
Latter-day Saints or whatever.
Church of Latter-day Saints.
I swear it was like from the 1800s or something. Like it was,
Cool. I think I might have went to the same one.
it was so cool. It was very cool. But yeah, I don't even remember.
Well, that's like, I would love to go see like the Hagia Sophia in, I think it's in Istanbul. It's like one of the oldest, churches and whatnot, but it's like gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I just think Istanbul would be like a cool place to go visit.
Yeah. I really want to go to Thailand and visit some of their
She wants to go to Party City.
where their monks practice, where they live. I would really love to check out some of those temples.
Did you know you can pay
Yes.
It's like 2 months, and then you go and you literally live.
That's
with,
what
like, a monk.
That would be my dream.
I wanted
if
to
I
do
could
that
do that, that would be my dream.
I mean, you can.
It really, well, if I ever got to a point where I had the money and I worked at a place where I could be like, hey, I'm leaving for 2 months.
Yeah.
Like,
got someone to back me up. Or something.
Yeah, that's definitely insane. That's a little insane.
Just quit.
But yeah, you can do it in like the Himalaya. Yeah, and then just come back. They'll probably need you still.
Just be like,
Yeah.
I was at this, like, you know, like you're going to be somewhere.
Or just say you're traveling for a week and then have your mom put out like missing posters.
That's it, dude. That's it. And then I'll come back
But
enlightened.
When you come back in the database, like, yeah, she used her passport to travel.
Yeah, she went to Nepal.
Yeah, but then they can't find me because I'm
It's
with the monks.
It's just another white woman lost on her travels, you know? Who knows what
and
happened.
I'm gonna pick a temple where they have like an oath of silence, because that's where I would want to go. I would want to go there for just silence. So they would go and be like, have you seen this white lady? And they're like,
She's bald.
yeah, shave my head.
It's literally you. You're like,
It's literally me they talking to.
She's like, I came here
you
to
like
fix
look
my
at one and
bag.
they just like nod at you and you're like, no. You only say that. That's the one word you say for like 60 days. No.
And it comes out all croaky. It's like, because I haven't used my voice. That's insane. I would really like to, though. I would
be
also
really cool.
that. And there's, what's the other trip that I said would be like a really cool life goal? Oh, you know how some people will hike the whole Appalachian Trail?
Oh,
that's a dream of mine.
Or the PCT. The PCT, I think, is a lot. Is it bigger?
It is. It is. And it's just a little more dangerous. So
yeah,
that's
there
why
are certain parts of it that are like.
that's why I was like, I'd probably go Appalachian. But even then, you have to be very careful when you hike that whole trail, because it gets very, very dangerous. But that would be a dream of mine. Like when I retire, take like a couple months.
Would you be more worried about like just your everyday survival, like your water, your food and stuff like that? Or would you be more worried about like the urban legends, like the Mothman and like Wendigos, or like apparently, and again, this is like urban legend, there are like feral people that still live in the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So there's like along the PCT, I'm sure there's a bunch of different like legends and stuff like that. But I know like in Appalachia, like it's like widely known, like don't go off paths, don't do this stuff.
Okay.
It's super like creepy. And I think it's just, kind of like the East Coast.
Yeah.
Because as Americans who fucking pushed everyone out of their lands, have been there for longer, that, it's a lot more. Whereas like on the West Coast, the PCT, it's probably like, oh, it's a Native American thing. Like going through Yosemite or like up near Tahoe.
Yeah. So.
What would you be more worried about?
Okay. So I'll answer that. First of all, if Ben's with me,
yes,
I'm not worried about the day-to-day, because he will save me. He's had to save me before in the day-to-day. He will save me again. If Ben's not there, that's going to be a concern for me. I'm going to have to go there with a partner. I need a number two. I need someone else to be there with me.
Friends.
I will not go by myself. So then to go to the urban legends, if this entity that's at my house that seems to be protecting me, if it gets stronger, then I'll probably feel safe.
Start doing seances in your house.
I'll probably feel fine, because I know he'll come with me, and he wants to keep traveling the world. He's attached to me now. He's like, this is great. I get to see the world. I need to keep this flesh bag alive. So then when the moth people...
The Mothman.
Yes, when he comes,
she made up more. Yeah, the Mothman.
The Mothman and the feral people started banging, and it's
there's not just one. You think
there's probably a bunch of stuff.
Come on,
He's the king of the hill.
Yeah. You know there's more Mothmen out there. There's a moth village. Then
I hope so. That would be cool.
And they're flying.
He's waiting for his moth girl.
Flying to me. And
he source a light. He's like, "What the fuck is that, huh?"
And my little entity, I won't even know they're there. He'll just, he'll shield me somehow. He'll take care of me.
Damn, you're like a full shaman now.
Again,
the rapture's coming.
That's how she knows the rapture's coming, because there's more people like me talking about these things.
She's like, this little bitch on a podcast keeps saying she's possessed.
That's if it gets stronger. It hasn't gotten any stronger. In fact, since I talked about it, he's been kind of shy. I haven't seen him since. So might have just been a one-off. Maybe nothing followed me, but I was hoping.
if he's, super old and you're talking about hiking the Appalachia, he's like,
oh shit, maybe.
he's like, dude, you got all this stuff. You can fly now. You got this
Yeah.
metal horse we can just take everywhere.
Yeah.
He's like, why you gotta walk?
Are you talking about night in the museum right now? Yeah.
Yeah, that could be what he's thinking. That could be.
He's like, I'm out. I gotta find a new person. I'm going back to Nolans.
Damn. Damn. I missed my chance.
Yeah.
He was like, this bitch is crazy. She wants me to possess people, have sex with. I'm not into this. I just wanted some good old fashioned traveling. And
He's
then
like,
goes
ooh,
back.
who's Bill Gates? Oh, this guy's ugly. He's so old. What is this lady doing? How much money does he have? $1 billion. That's not even a number. She's lying.
Oh my gosh. Probably.
Well, I think about that all the time, like especially when I was in Reno and I would like go home, like over the Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
I always, because when you pass by Reno, you pass by Donner
And
Pass.
sometimes people will just like pull over to the side of the road and get out of their car and then they're just gone.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
But what I would always think about would be like, so you pass by Donner Pass. Do you know the story of Donner Pass?
Not off the top of my head.
So it's like basically a family, the Donner family or something. It was called the Donner Party, and they were trying to get over the Sierras to get to California, and they got trapped. I can't remember if it was like an avalanche or something, but they all died. And so there's the lake that the party died near now is Donner Lake, and it's a very high point.
Y'all are some morbid people.
One of the highest points in at least, the surrounding kind of like area that you drive through. It's Donner Pass. You go through Donner Pass.
What the fuck?
I think about it all the time. I'm like, man.
Well, yeah, because you name it after a family that has died. No shit, you think about
you
it.
wanna go pick 'em up, Haylie?
Yeah. And then, but I always think like, man, just crossing like the Sierras or like the Rockies or Appalachia, however you say it, back in the day. Like literally for me to get from, Reno back home was 3 hours. And I was like, I bet you I couldn't even get like deep into the mountains in like 3 hours if I had to haul a wagon with my family.
Oh my gosh.
Like my son's got dysentery or something.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, there's no way.
Yeah, like if we're driving to Tulsa later today, and it's like, a 2-hour drive or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, if this was back in the day, I would have had to leave like 3 days ago. Like,
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, we have this plan. All right, well, let's settle out. I hope no one steals my house while I'm gone. And
Also, though, back in the day, you picked a good state to live in because it's at least flat here.
yeah, that's true.
It's so much harder to travel when you're actually in like a beautiful place to live.
They're like, man, you got to go straight
A
up.
lot of the places, honestly, that people live now, I don't know if we would have been able to ever live there. Like people that live like in the side of mountains.
Oh, yeah.
With
California
like,
hills or whatever.
with like full plumbing, electricity. I'm just like, we weren't able to live there before. It's beautiful. Of course we'd want to live there, but we just weren't able to. We had to go to places like bumfuck Oklahoma where there was flat nothing because
you couldn't build.
yeah.
We didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of the houses in Tahoe, you'll come, you drive like in the mountain or whatever, and it looks, as go to the front of the house, looks like a 1-story, but then it falls, because the cliff is going straight down. So like half the house is just on stilts, and it's like 3 stories deep.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, and I always thought like it would kind of freak me out because like just like natural erosion and stuff like that.
Yes, natural
like,
erosion. How often do you have to get that fucking reassessed?
When I say literally, like it'll be like the garage is here, and then the rest of the house is my whole hand, and it's like this, just like on stilts.
How often do you have to get that reassessed for new stiltage?
I would go yearly. Because, I mean, the one...
That would terrify me.
If you're living there, you probably got...
Because it moves, like the earth moves.
Yeah.
So, like,
yeah. And
your
like,
house is going to move.
Like rain, snow, because it snows up there. So
Yes,
like,
and it's
natural
tearing
erosion
away
from
at the
that.
wood.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Like, I would want...
That's like buying a house that needs an oil change. That's insane. Why would you buy a house that needs that much maintenance?
It's like the houses in Galveston. They're on stilts.
Yeah. Because of the tide and stuff, especially.
Yeah, and sometimes the water does rise to where, like...
Yeah.
Oh,
eating
there's
at that
water
water.
under my...
Yeah.
That's why a lot
Don't
of times the stilts, they'll have the concrete and stuff. So it's like the concrete pillar for like 2-3 feet above.
Nah, those
ground.
there
Those
are...
ones there
are just sticks
from the floor
in the
to
ground.
top.
Yeah.
And
A
it's
lot
a
of
2-story house.
Cement would be smart.
A lot of the ones in Tahoe, I sometimes I look at Zillow Tahoe all the time because I'm like, man, what if I just had a casual couple $1 million to like, oh, look at this over here. But like a lot of them have that.
I love
it's like
that.
the concrete, and then
I think
and
it's
then the wood.
because it's so windy there because of the sea breeze. The house moves when you're inside. So like I think it needs that mobility to move.
Yeah,
That's
almost
why.
like a fan or like a lot of stuff. Like it has to move a little bit, or it would
Yeah.
literally break.
Yeah, so like it would snap if you put concrete at the bottom
Yeah.
because it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think we talked about this before. There's the same thing with bridges. Did I talk about that? Like the San Francisco Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge.
Not here.
I don't.
You didn't talk about it here.
It-
I was gonna say this. It's not sounding familiar.
The Golden
I
Gate
know
Bridge-
people die there.
The Golden Gate Bridge sways.
yeah.
Like you can't see it when you're driving on it or when you're looking at it, but a lot of the people who, work on it or like go up it. And I know someone who he was like, I can't remember why he ended up going up there, but one of the people he was like working with went up there with him. And he says, when you're at the top, you literally see the bridge like this.
Nope.
Yeah. No.
Because otherwise, like you said, it's right there on the ocean and everything. If it was just rigid, eventually the breeze, the waves and everything would break it. So it has to
It'd
have,
be too much pressure.
yeah, it has to have some kind of movement. But then too much movement also breaks it. So it's like an engineering marvel of like, oh, this is the perfect
See,
amount.
And there's some stupid bridge that they tried to make like that. I don't know where it was. I think it's I'm pretty sure it's in another country. But they were only able to have the bridge operational for literally like 2 days because
then it went like this.
yes,
Yeah, I know
and
what you're
people
talking about. I've
started
seen that.
dying.
Yeah.
Like what the? No.
Well, that's like, do you think you could cross, I think it's in West Virginia, the
West Virginia
River Gorge Bridge or something like that. It's like, I think it's one of the highest sitting, or I shouldn't say highest because really the Appalachia is, not as high as the Rockies and Sierras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like really fucking high up. And
Yeah.
you can cross it. So I'm sure that one has to move even like a little bit.
I probably could. I don't have an issue with heights, and I don't seem to have an issue with bridges. I really like driving on bridges. Ben's not the biggest fan because Ben doesn't really like heights, and that makes sense.
I hate heights.
But I kind of like being on bridges. Also, I have a very, very false sense of security anytime I'm near water. So I'm like, if this bridge collapses, I'm totally fine. It's water. That's not true. I'm 100% dying, but it makes me feel better. Oh, I could see. That's very pretty. I could drive over that.
It's gorgeous.
It's very pretty.
It's pretty high up though.
It looks very high up.
Yeah, it's
Why
very
don't
high
people jump off that bridge to kill themselves? That seems sufficient.
I don't know if
Because you could live.
No, that looks pretty high. You think you could live from
people
that?
live off of the Golden Gate.
Because there's no
Every once in a while.
because there's no cement because it's water. There was rocks or something.
It just
wasn't
depends
it?
on how deep the water is. I don't know how
How
deep
the
the water
water.
is in the middle of the lake.
I thought it was a little shallow, so there was more patches
I
of
have no
land
idea.
on the
It could
side.
be, or it could be, like super deep.
Yeah, if I'm ever gonna kill myself via bridge, it's always gonna be a bridge that's over cement.
She's like, man, I can't afford the ticket.
She's
to get
gonna
to that bridge.
nosedive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We just like grab up like some weight, so when you jump, it like pulls you down faster.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Put on like weighted shoulder pads so you automatically just go, oh. when they-
That's a good idea.
the smack.
That's a good idea. Do you think?
They're like, oh, that
Do you
girl's
think-
working out, carrying weights, and then she jumps.
Is she squatting?
Do you think I could ever carry enough weight and jump from a high enough point that I would actually how if you enter the Earth's atmosphere, shit will burn?
Oh,
do
yeah.
you think I could go fast enough that we could create that type of momentum where No. What if I fell from a rocket, motherfucker, in the sky?
Then yeah, because
then don't tell me no.
Well,
Don't tell.
I didn't
a
think you had a
motherfucker
rocket
no.
in your backyard.
Don't tell a motherfucker no.
Did you see
Rocket in your backyard.
there's a guy, I think he was on Tosh.0 back in the day, and he's convinced that the
Tosh.0.
Earth is flat. So he built his own rocket to launch himself in the sky and stuff like that. This dude's a fucking nut job. He lives out.
Wait, he thinks the Earth is flat, so he can.
He says he's like convinced the Earth is flat. And
How
he
does that
wants-
connect to going in the sky?
He wants to prove it to people by launching himself in the sky, taking a picture, getting
Like
high
Minecraft.
enough to where people are
Yeah,
like,
we live on
you see the
Minecraft
horizon
road.
line and it starts to curve. Like you can, on a plane, you see it kind of a little bit like start to curve or whatever. He wants to get high enough where he could take an actual picture and prove to you that
It's not a curve.
It's not a curve, it's flat. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he legit built his own rocket.
At
and,
what
like,
stage in life do you just consider that?
Oh my
Like,
god!
oh, I'm just gonna do this.
The
I
amount
think
of
it was
money.
like I think he said like he's through his second divorce and like all this
Oh,
other
okay.
stuff.
See,
yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, everything lined up with where
My
he was
next
going.
question was going to be, how did he have no one in his life that doesn't care about him enough to be like, hey, don't spend all your money on that? But 2 divorces, he obviously had people that cared about him. He just probably pushed them
Just
away.
like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is determination. I don't want to do that.
No, me neither.
I'm trying to do
don't-
other stuff.
I'm not interested in all at space travel. Even if space travel becomes commercialized and like people can start buying tickets
Oh,
for
yeah,
it,
I was gonna say,
fuck
yeah.
that.
I think it was
Like a
they
trip
said-
to the moon or whatever.
fuck that.
I think they
Not
said by
doing
like
it.
2030 or 2040
doing it.
they
I-
want to have a space hotel.
Nope.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and I will never do that.
You spend like tens of thousands of dollars like per night to stay in a basically it's like the ISS but a big ass hotel.
I was gonna
You can
say,
eat actual moon ice cream or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah, you're gonna stay in a room probably this size that's like deluxe. That's insane.
And then if you step out without your like oxygen, you immediately just die.
Which,
yeah.
of course, I'm gonna forget. I forget to walk outside with my mask on. You think I'm not gonna forget a goddamn helmet? Yeah, I might forget. I can't. Also, when you know that you could go to this place and the time that you're spending there could possibly be atrophying your muscles and your bones, why do you want to go there?
I was gonna
Nothing
say
is there.
that reminds me of people that scuba dive, because you know, like if
Yes.
like at certain
Exactly.
depths, like you can get I think it was like oxygen cells in your blood cells, or something like that.
The oxygen it's something poisoning sickness.
That's not good.
It has to if you go too far deep and then if you come up too quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like you have to like
that's-
go up, adjust, sit, up, adjust.
And so I've
And it's
always
the same thing with that. It's like, well, what's at the bottom? At the
Yes.
top?
What is down there that is just so interesting to you
Yeah.
that you want to go down there instead of just sending like a camera attached to a robot? I just don't understand. I would definitely scuba dive the recreational amount, like the kind that you can do without needing a
Well, like
license or special air.
with
Or
a
you can
regular
see-
oxygen tank.
yeah, to go see coral
Yeah.
and fish because that's pretty. But there's nothing below that I want to see.
Well, it's just dark. Like people do lakes that
Right.
are just like black.
But like people that literally are just, my point is to be the person that's gone the deepest. That's my goal. I'm like,
Like James Cameron when he like took his
Why?
submarine down like into the Mariana Trench. It's like
Yeah.
one of the deepest one of the people who's been to the, furthest down in the ocean is a fucking movie director.
Yes.
Because he was like, I just want an idea for like an alien
yes.
alien stuff. Which
And
is
that's insane to me. I was like, you almost died
Yeah.
for your, but it was
for
his
the
craft.
highest grossing film of all time.
What movie was it?
Avatar.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. For some reason, I was thinking Predator. Oh my
Oh, no,
gosh,
no, no,
I'm
no,
so
no, no,
sorry.
no.
I was
Avatar,
like,
Avatar.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
duh.
the second one's coming out soon. And
Yeah.
Did you see what he said about the second one? He's like, I don't want to hear anyone bitch about how long it is. If you need to get up and pee, go pee. Like he literally was like, I don't
makes
fucking
sense,
care. Yeah. He's like, it's a long movie, but
Are you
it's good."
interested in seeing it?
Oh yeah, I loved the first one.
Really? I thought it was okay.
I thought it was cool. Just like all the
The storyline, I was just like, okay.
storylines.
A
your
place that you
stereotypical.
promise you're not going to go hurt. We know
Yeah.
you're going to go hurt.
You're
oh,
white,
then you heard
you're gonna
it.
take it.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
like
a,
that, I was just like, oh, I thought this was going to be more
the
like
visuals and everything
transformational.
for the fucking time was
Yeah.
amazing. So like imagine what he's doing now. Because I mean, it took him, 10, 20 years to make the first one. And then it's been 10, 15 years since the first one.
And he was always working on the second one?
I think-
Like, was his intention always to have a second one?
I don't know. But this one's
I just don't understand where you're going to go.
he's going I think it's more water based. This one's called Avatar: The Way of Water. So I think like they were on the land and they showed like the big tree
As long
and
as
stuff
it's
like
not
that.
the exact same storyline. If it's the exact same storyline
No, the
about
people are gone.
people coming to fucking get, I'm going to be so annoyed.
No, I think it's gonna be because this one was like humans came to the planet and we
Yeah.
were trying to colonialize
Yes.
it basically. But at the end of the first one, the humans they kicked them out.
Yeah.
So I think this one is probably just gonna be
I honestly didn't remember
Something
the
on,
ending
like,
of the
the
first
host
one. I'm glad he
I don't
did.
remember.
yeah, it was a good movie.
It was a good movie. I remember seeing it in theaters.
Yeah.
And I remember I was impressed with the visuals. I was also very put off by, like, I was into the sex until they did the hair thing. And I was
yeah.
like,
I just want to see
Before
the
they
memes.
tied
the memes
dreadlocks
that come out
together.
of this.
I was like, man,
Where is the
what's
actor?
with your hair having genitalia? That's weird.
It's funny because the main actor.
Entanglement.
Plugs into every species.
Huh?
It plugs into every species.
Yeah.
There's a picture.
Yeah. It did. Their hair would connect with
'Cause,
other
like,
things.
You would
The
they got, like,
tree.
yeah, like they would get on like a horse, I think.
Yes.
something like that.
That's fucking word.
My cousin looks kind of like.
An avatar.
No,
My cousin looks like an
The
alien.
actor. God, what's his name?
Oh, I
Gotta
don't.
look it up.
And didn't
But
he
the
play?
main guy-
He played twins.
Like Johnny Sins.
Yeah. He because it was his twin brother died,
went
and then
first?
and then he was like, "Well, you can connect to your
Yeah,
brother or whatever." So I'm trying to find a picture
because it was spliced to DNA, so they were like, "You're
Oh,
only
they
hope."
did a Paul Walker.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the guy, Sam Worthington.
That's the guy.
Yeah, and
He's very
my
attractive.
cousin kind of looks like him.
Oh,
If he tried. Yeah.
Yeah,
he kind of does.
yeah, he does. Especially when when the movie came out in 2009, they both looked like younger. And
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
They
Not
had
that you look
triplets.
old, 'cause, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I all the time would get when I was younger. All the time would get that I look like Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
Little Winnie Cooper, you bitches.
Is that an old show?
It is, but it's a show. It's the show that Fred Savage got famous on. But it's definitely a show that I would watch. I was the only middle schooler with all my 60-plus-year-old teachers that would be like, "You look like," and I'd be like, "Winnie Cooper," and they're like, "Yeah." I'm
They're like, "Wait, what the fuck? How do you know?"
because Winnie the Pooh, bitch. What are you doing, Winnie Cooper? She's so pretty
So you look like her when she's young.
when she's young. Yeah, motherfucker. And when I was
I think
young,
I've seen her in other stuff though.
I looked kind of like her.
Yeah.
And then of course, when Hunger Games was a thing, people told me I looked like Arya Stark whenever I had my hair
I think you confused two things there.
up.
You mean Game of Thrones?
Yeah, what'd I say?
Hunger Games.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
I was like
Game of
Jennifer.
Thrones.
For a second, I was like Jennifer Lawrence.
No.
I think that character plays
No,
in
Game
that.
of Thrones. Sorry, Game of Thrones.
Could you imagine if Arya Stark was in Hunger Games? She would fucking
She would have
kill
fucking
everybody.
demolished. She would win.
She would have went up to what's her name?
It would only made one movie.
Katniss.
Katniss. She would have went up to Katniss with the fucking face of her dead sister, and she's
First
like,
of
"Ugh,"
all-
and then stab her in the throat.
She would have went up to Kato and cut off his dick in front of him. Kato was okay. I'm a big Hunger Games
Was
fan.
that Woody Harrelson?
No.
I don't know.
Kato was one of the careers. You know, he was one from District 1 or District 2. You know, those kids like are trained to be in the Hunger Games. So he was a career. So he was one of the most ruthless, like evil guys, and left a lot of his own teammates for dead because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well, it's the Hunger Games. It's only one
Right.
guy, one girl wins, right?
it's just one person.
Oh.
Yeah. Arya would have fucking eaten him.
Oh yeah.
That's
she would've
so
fucking
great.
Murdered the shit out of all of them.
I would've
She could still
loved
be
it.
blind, and she would have killed them all.
Oh, she would have killed Thrush. Thrush was a very delicious 6'5"
Well, who was
chocolate
the
man from District 11.
Okay, because there was one guy that teamed up like some people that got allies, right?
Got some allies. Yeah, Thrush didn't even need allies. He was so big. The careers were like, "Do you want to join us?" And he was like, "No, fuck you. I'm gonna win." And he was like massive. He definitely, in real life, he would have won. In real life,
If you could do like a real life, like Hunger Game,
Yeah.
who would you want to throw in there? You could throw anyone in history in there. We'll open it up to that. Anyone in history.
in a Hunger Games situation,
Hunger Games situation.
one person comes out.
Who would you submit for like the Puckett Company to be the victor throughout history?
Well, how many people they throw in there? I forgot.
I don't know. It's per district, so we're just gonna say you guys.
Yeah, they got
we
24
each
people.
have our own district, so we can put forth like a kid.
Okay.
Or not a kid, whoever.
We put forth one man and one woman. We each have to submit two.
Oh, shit, yeah. That's
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm really bad at like strong people. I don't know who things are. So I'm going to go with,
Throughout history.
I know, but I'm still not good. I'm still not good. I'm going to go with Genghis Khan
It's a good one.
for my guy.
That's a good one.
And then for my girl, again, I'm really not good at Joan of Arc.
The angel?
No, no, Joan of Arc, the woman in France that was like the first female knight. Her.
Yeah, that is a good
Those
one.
are my people.
I would probably pick like Genghis Khan was a good one. That was the first one that came to mind for me. And then
Honestly, the first one that came to mind for me was Hulk Hogan.
I was gonna say, are you gonna go with some serious ones or just funny ones?
No, I was trying to go with like serious
Hulk
ones
Hogan.
that
it's
would
hard because
win.
I feel like it's it's easier to pick like a guy because we have like all the
Yes.
history of like all these crazy
Yes.
like Genghis Khan, all these other like conquerors and stuff like that. And then for
Yes.
women, you're like, for me, woman, I'm throwing Ronda Rousey out there. I just want her to beat the fuck out of everybody.
Is she a fighter?
She's
I don't know
an MMA
fighters.
fighter. She was
Damn.
like champion for a while, and then she got knocked out a couple of times, and now she does
Wow.
like wrestling. But she's a jacked fucking
Yeah.
lady MMA fighter. So I'd probably pick her. And then I was gonna do Genghis Khan, but I think I'm gonna go with Alexander the Great because I think he'd have
He's a
more
good
of a
one.
battle plan. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Like he'd be like, survey the land. We're gonna do
Oh.
this. I need someone. Yeah.
We're trying to go for the great.
Yeah, I'm trying to win here.
Yeah, who
okay?
are your people?
Dang, well, I was gonna say, because it's a competition, right?
It's a competition.
Yeah,
We're
to
trying to
the death.
Strongest man.
Oh God. Putin's a pansy.
Man, if only we had like millions of fans, we could like put our thing and then like put it to a vote. What guy and what woman would
Yeah,
win?
yeah. Who do we think would
So
win?
who do you got? We got Genghis
man.
Khan and Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
We got Ronda Rousey and Alexander the Great.
I was gonna go with more recent people, like
You can go with whatever.
Bear
go with whatever.
Grylls.
That's a good one.
Who?
Survival. Bear Grylls.
Eric Grills?
No,
Bear.
Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know
Because
him.
you know he's not good. He's not gonna die just like, oh, looking at this
Yeah,
plant. He's gonna be like, no, that's poisonous. Don't touch it.
That's
if you need
so
to wipe your
important.
ass, go over there.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's a really good strategy to Trevor and I picking older
Okay.
older people.
They can be like,
because
oh, what's this plant?
They
Oh.
have to be able. They got to be able to know their plants too.
Yeah.
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 Your surrounding, because that was the whole part of it from the movies. Like,
You're surrounded by
Adapting.
deadly stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And
What about
then-
the lady?
oh man, I was thinking, I don't know, Cameron Diaz or something like that.
That's good. Some of those people got training, like Scarlett Johansson or something. I'm gonna change my woman,
Okay.
and it's so that the team can work together. I'm sure
Ooh.
Alexander the Great would
Okay.
would have a plan with this. Helen Keller. She's gonna be bait. Alexander the Great's gonna have some traps
because
and stuff.
they also have to have like the personality trait, so people, because people would give you stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
you gotta pick something.
Alexander the
No
Great just
one's gonna give Helen Keller anything.
Well, I know that's why I'm saying like the
Spins her
person
around.
I chose. That's the reason why.
Okay, yeah, because people will give Cameron Diaz
Yeah,
shit. She's
exactly.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's
But like,
true.
Helen, are you really gonna? You're not.
Carrie's-
No one's gonna shoot Helen Keller from afar. They're gonna be like, man, this blind deaf lady's walking in the
That's
jungle.
true.
Then they go up close, and Alexander the Great drops down from a fucking tree.
Yeah, you should put Joe Biden in there.
Yeah.
He gets lost. He just walks out. He's like, I think I'm outside.
Shit, man. At that point, we could put like half of Congress in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be so fun.